What's good, traders? What's good, investors? All you fine people out there watching. I know it's been a little bit since my last video, but I wanted to kick it off and share, kind of turn on the camera and do some market thoughts. That's what I think I might call these. I've been doing these market reports, and they're like 30 minutes or sometimes even longer than that. And guys, honestly, I just sometimes I just can't do that where I kind of get on the market, get on this thing and kind of give a report on everything that's been going on. But what I want to do is these market thoughts. I thought, maybe what I should just do is turn on the camera and share my market thoughts and kind of let you guys know some of the things that I see that are going on in the market. Now, there's been lots of stuff that has been popping off all over the place. So I did want to make this video, a quick little video, and give you guys a heads up, especially if you're in the market, okay? Especially if you're active or you have money in there. I wanted to kind of share with you guys some of the things that I'm seeing. Now, I haven't been active on this YouTube thing for a minute, but had I been doing these videos on the regular, then you guys would have got the heads up when the bear market was starting to creep in. You guys would have knew about that. I saw that action. I shorted a good bit of it too, but it wasn't in predicting that I got to this conclusion that the market was about to head lower. It was in the studying of the action, looking at the charts, studying the bull market, studying bear markets, and seeing how people were reacting to the news. And then what happened, the market kind of put in a low, and it's been back and forth since October of last year. Okay. And I think I did a video. I think one of my last videos was talking to you guys about how the NASDAQ stopped leading the markets. Okay, you had a switch off where the NASDAQ was starting to lead. Okay, all of a sudden you saw the Dow leading the market. Okay, and I'm sorry, I got them mixed up, guys. What you saw was a switch off between the Dow and the NASDAQ. That's what I'm trying to say. Usually the NASDAQ is leading the market and the Dow kind of follows behind. Now what you saw was a switch where all of a sudden the Dow was leading the market and NASDAQ was following behind. And a lot of the Dow names that were coming up and the NASDAQ names that were coming up, they were again kind of lagging behind each other. And this was very unusual. It was very unusual to see that because you knew that big money was selling growth stocks and moving that money into value stocks. The NASDAQ wasn't doing anything. But I wanted to do this video because last week something changed in the markets and a few people maybe have noticed. I don't know, but most of the people were silent. Most of the people didn't notice this. There wasn't a lot of talk about this. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up. Okay. Now, a few weeks ago, we had some of the best advanced decline numbers that we've seen in a while. And I mean, it was significant how many stocks were up versus how many of them were down. The numbers were big. It really popped off. I haven't seen numbers like that in quite some time. And I should have taken a screenshot of it to share with you guys. But all of that, aside, it was something of note that made me pay attention. So that was the start. That's where something kind of went off like, something's going on here. Now, last week, something else happened that was interesting. The NASDAQ started showing a lot of relative strength. And then you had the Dow drop 1,200 points. And when this happened, it didn't flush the NASDAQ down the toilet. You had a lot of relative strength in the NASDAQ despite seeing that 1,200 point drop that was going on in the Dow. Okay. And that is of note. Okay. That 1,200 point drop is, look, it's going to drop a lot of stocks. That's neither here nor there. That's a lot of points. It's going to hit and it's going to go into areas and it's going to go into these stocks and sectors and it's going to drag down the market. That's a lot of points. Okay. That's a lot of movement, but you got to bounce on Friday. And what you saw was that the NASDAQ was getting heavily bought up. That's what I was seeing. There was a lot of money that was moving into and buying a lot of areas in the market. And you could see it in the action. And I'm talking about money that was moving into the NASDAQ. Okay. Really flowing in, really significant and really heavy buying. Now, right now, I'm feeling like the market this is the part of the game where the NASDAQ is taking that lead back. It's taking it away from the Dow. And to be clear, I don't know how long this is going to last or how high it's going to move from here. But I wanted to come on, turn on the cameras, and let you guys know what I'm seeing. Now, here's another thing, okay? You have all of this buying movement that's happening, and it's happening in the middle of earnings season. Netflix. We all know Netflix, okay? We all know that company. Well, check it out. Netflix came out with earnings that were down like 91%, I believe. And the stock reacted by finishing up on Friday. So you had a 91% drop in earnings, and Netflix closes up $26 in the stock. As a matter of fact, it gaps up on Friday. And that's an interesting turn in the market. Okay. In a bear market, you wouldn't see that. You would not see that happening. In a bear market, you could announce good news and the stock will go down on good news. And here you have bad news and the stock going up. Not only is it going up, but it's gapping up. So Netflix is just one of the names, guys. Okay. I've been seeing a lot of names that have been showing bottoming patterns. A lot of these stocks that got crushed, they're no longer moving lower. And the news isn't great. The news is actually, kind of bad. And you're getting positive reaction to what is supposed to be bad news. So let me give you another example. Wayfair. Okay, the symbol is W. Again on Friday, they come out, they announce mad job cuts. They're letting go of people. I think it's like 18% of their workforce. And the stock gaps up and soars off of that news. Now we come into this week. And what do you see? The NASDAQ again on Monday is just popping off. Semiconductors, software, everything just getting bought up. A lot of money flowing in. So Wall Street right now is really stepping on the gas with all this buying. Now, again, guys, I have no idea how long this is going to last, but you have groups of stocks. You have sectors of stocks that are moving. So I wanted to do this video and tell you guys not to believe the bears out there. The whole deep recession talk, everyone coming out on CNBC talking about the end of the world and recession all over the place. These guys coming out and saying all this could very well be buying up all of the NASDAQ stocks. I mean, who knows? Whatever it is, whatever these guys are saying about recession, the market is saying the opposite. It's behaving completely different from what these jokers are saying. Now, the market is not in sell mode. It's in buy mode. So just watch the market because it seems like there is something going on here and it's of note. Now, again, on Monday, you had the semiconductor index. This one broke the highs of December, and also it broke above the 200-day moving average. That is strength. That's not weakness, guys. You have companies coming out talking losses, and they skyrocket off of the bad news. So keep in mind, these companies are coming out and they're talking about guidance being lower for the rest of the year, being lower than expected. And the reaction is the stocks moving up higher. So look, I started this channel. I'm doing these market thoughts here. I think market thoughts is actually really a dope name, maybe just market thoughts, where I come on, 5 minutes or whatever, just me talking about what I'm seeing. Right. Anyways, look, my job here on this channel isn't to come out here and talk opinion about what you should buy. There's plenty of that on YouTube. Okay. I'm not here to do fortune telling. I'm not here to pick the stock of the day, do a video and go tell you to buy it. Okay. I'm here to let you guys know when I see patterns and how strong those patterns are, to report the action of the market, where the money is flowing, and to do a video and let you guys know which stocks, which sectors are getting bought, which sectors are getting sold. Okay. That's what I'm here to do. That's what this channel is for. Okay. To report the money movement. And I'm telling you guys, they haven't been able to sell off the Dow for a while. Okay. It's been getting bought up, and that's important. The only danger that I see right now for the NASDAQ is that we are in the middle of earnings. Okay. That's the only caution that I see right here for the NASDAQ. Okay. But again, there's been not so great news out there with earnings and guidance, and the NASDAQ just takes that news with a stride and moves up. So, I mean, who knows? Okay. We'll know a lot more after we get through the season. But in my opinion, these big institutions, a lot of that big money, they've moved a lot of money back into tech, and the action is looking better than the counter trend rallies that we were seeing in the markets, you know, for beforehand. Okay. So yeah, that's just, again, market thoughts. That's just what I'm seeing, guys. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace and love, guys. Out.